I'm in my mill with unbelievable upload speed.
That's right. It's time for the Dog and Chicken Show.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Dog and Chick Show, episode 72. We are at the 11th hour. Tell me, what's up, man? What you drinking?
I am dipping into a new one I picked up. It is the Balvenie 15 Sherrywood. It is delicious.
That sounds stuff. The review is coming soon on KOE Nation.
Nice. Lynn, welcome to the show. I think we had the audio okay. We might have a little video lag. It looks like it's coming together, though. What you drinking tonight? You had a new whiskey.
All right. Good evening, sir. I'm going to start off with a little scotch. I got some redneck way of saying it. Glenlivet. It's 12 year. I'm going to
Yes.
Glenlivet. And then I've got a Redwood Empire. It's
Hello, Farmers R Us.
Emerald Giant rye whiskey. It's a brand new bottle. Never tried it. I figured I'm going to give you guys my own little, hey, do I like it or do I not? More than likely, it's going to get drank either way. So, you know me, I ain't going to.
That's fair. That's fair.
My alcohol by not drinking it. So,
What about you, Diggin?
How about you there, Phil?
Oh, well, I suppose I'll go. I mean, I'm the man who needs no introduction, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man who makes the other podcast cower, your king of extreme, Lord Phil KOE. And this evening, I'm having one of my personal favorites here in the Mill of Extreme. Maker's Mark Private Select Bourbon mixed with Barks Root Beer on top of a very, very large ice cube, and it is marvelous, I must say. It's one of my personal favorites, and I thought it'd just be a nice one to have the occasion out with y'all. The internet at my house is slower than even normal, so I thought it'd just be best to do it here at the Mill of Extreme tonight.
Fair enough. I'm starting off, as always. Got my Crown and Coke, and then I'm probably going to jump over. I found a place here. Finally, I found a place that sells Dalmore. So I'll probably start finishing off my 12 year. So I'll have a reason to go buy another bottle. So pretty
Excellent.
much.
Now, since you brought it up, Chicken, I gotta. It's I'm never above shameless self promotion, but this Saturday at 3 p.m. Phil KOE and Tony G's review of the Dalmore Dominion, travel exclusive. You can't get it normally inside the United States. Tony and I had to do some James Bond level internet chicane. Okay, there's a website that would ship to the US.
Yeah, let's just go with it.
Yes, it's on its way, folks. So you're going to be able to see travel exclusive Dalmores you normally can't see over the KOE Nation. That drops this Saturday. Check it out, folks.
That sounds pretty good.
It's really good, but yeah, it's one of the Dalmore travel exclusive that's going to be disappearing and being replaced very soon. So this was a limited time engagement. Get the review while it's hot, folks, over the KOE Nation this Saturday, 3:00. But we do have some comments. I said the hellos and whatnot, but first off,
yeah.
I don't know what this is in reference to. Yeah, what are the comment section drinking? Because Project Sadface says, "What the fuck happened?" I don't know what that's in reference to. I'm assuming that I'm not all pixelated, maybe, or that Phil's not all laggy. I don't know. Let's get some
I
content.
know that might be kind of different for you. I'm not in Castle KOE, which is so secure that even the internet is slower just because it's got so many levels of security to go through. But here at the Mill of Extreme, it's a little more easygoing, and the upload rate is just amazing here. So you can get every single beautiful pixel of your King of Extreme. But beyond all of that, Chicken, what are the topics du jour this evening, good sir?
Well, I mean, it's a pretty intentional title with it being the 11th hour. Hopefully, thumbnail. We got Phil peeking through the window of the White House as Trump's walking by, and it's a very cinematograph, this mise en scene, if you will, type feel to it. So yeah, what's the coming days of the end of Trump's presidency, and they're trying to impeach him, and yeah, there's all the shit show that goes with it. I sent you guys another story just a couple hours ago of AOC. I don't know, maybe we can get into that. Some of it's just cringe. I don't know, but anyway, let's talk about impeachment. Let's open up with that one. The House is official.
Oh, hang on, one moment. Project Sad said the whole stream stopped for a moment. Now, I'm sorry, Project. You see, normally with the slowed down bandwidth and my lag, it can kind of like buy the beauty that is Phil KOE. But there was just so much in real time that it just overloaded the whole podcast, almost crashed the internet. And that was what happened there. I'm so sorry. When you're getting the unfiltered beauty that is Phil KOE, you got to be careful. I'm sorry. It's not a smart.
I thought the impeachment talk was going to be
collateral damage with this beautiful face. I'm sorry.
Okay. Thanks, Phil. Thanks for nothing. So yeah, we'll start with impeachment talk. Then we want to start talking about the UFO document leaks. Not a ton's come out about it, but a lot of people just really haven't heard anything or even know about it. So we'll touch on that a little bit. And then so we'll start with the impeachment. We'll jump into UFOs, and then we'll kind of talk about recapping January 6th and what could happen come the 20th or after, and kind of some, I don't know, maybe some copium on that type of shit. And then whatever we stumble along in between, I'm sure we'll take care of most of the conversation. And then the chat never disappoints, of course. I'm sure we'll trip over somebody's words on there. And
I got a feeling.
No.
I got a feeling.
I'm putting
the chat on blast. I'm putting the chat on blast. I don't think they're up to snuff tonight yet. I'm not feeling it. I don't think they're going to be as raucous as usual. I don't think they're going to be on point. So what I'm saying is, prove me wrong, chat. Like you better bring your A game, because I'm ready to see some shit go down in the chat. So let's see it. Let's see it happen. I'm looking at you, Project Sad Face. Bring the fucking heat. Let's talk.
And I almost forgot to mention. I am your 2020 COVID Christmas miracle New Year's inaugurational champion of the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Make sure you go over, like, share, subscribe. These guys get to try to take the belt back from me at the end of the month, so make sure you're over there ready to watch.
You got another two weeks plus a couple of days.
Oh yeah.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
Deathpool.
It shall come.
Let me get that popped up. Deathpool, you have until tomorrow. Probably early afternoon. I'm going to screenshot everybody's entries on there, because you can edit on Discord, of course. So I'll have to go in there and make sure nobody's doing anything. No fuckery. We'll have screenshots of everything tomorrow. I'll announce it on Discord, of course. But here is the link to join the Discord if you want to participate. There's several entries in there already. I just dropped that link into the chat too, so you don't have to hand key it in. You can just hit that, download Discord app, and then join. And then, jump over to the death pool page on there and drop in. It's a confidence pick. So from 10 to 1, 10 being the most likely to kick the bucket in 2020. Obviously, you can't do anybody who's already passed away. Has to be celebrity type figures or famous type figures. And it's for fun. Don't take it too serious, folks. All right. So, yes, President Trump has officially
24 hours. Get those submissions in.
Yeah. Less than 24 hours. President Trump has officially been impeached for the second time in the first president ever to have this in the House. Now, what's to come of it beyond that? Plenty of discussion there. I guess we'll start with Phil, of course, because I'm sure he's got plenty to say on this matter. He's been, he's never been one to back down.
Our president Trump has been a president of records. He's set many records. He's set economic highs. He's set records for one of the biggest forced destimulations in all human history. He's holds records in all kinds of regards, and love him or hate him, he's also going to probably for all time hold the record for impeachment. I mean, that's more perfect. That's a more perfect story that he actually holds the record. It's like if he was just impeached once, that wouldn't be as good. But like, no, then they impeached him twice. So in one term, the guy holds the record for impeachment for all the fucking good it's going to do. Now, if Joe Biden would have actually come forward today, and if he would have said something along the lines of, because he has the power to do this, like, I don't think this is a really good idea. I think we should probably not do this for the good of the country. If he would have said that, I would have actually reassessed my whole thoughts on him. But since, again, he's not really showing ability to lead out front. So we shall see what happens with him eventually, but yeah, there's been a lot of tumult and chaos, and I think Trump's going to end up serving out the rest of his term. I don't think the Senate's going to convict, but it is one of those. Boy, sure don't want to work on any more stimulus packages or helping anybody with anything or doing anything that might help someone somewhere. At some point, we need to waste our time doing this yet again. So that's kind of where that is, honestly. Yes. And then we've got, he's been impeached twice. So he holds the record. Let me tell you something. No one's been impeached more. I am the one who holds the record, and it is the great, you could actually see him try that at a rally.
Just curious, how deep are you reaching for participation trophies at this point? Because the record for impeachments, really, that's where we're going, really.
None. Well, it's just a better story because it does illustrate the fact that this is just anger and just fucking, we don't like you. God damn it. We want to impeach you again. So that's really what this boils down to. Now, more fascinating than this, now, Chicken, if I may, but it is tied in with the impeachment. It really is. Trump being banned from social media really does tie in with all of this. And I would just like to say, and I'm going to put this out there for all time just so all people can hear it. And if at this point in this year of our Lord, 2021, you are still making the argument that, well, they're a private platform, they can do whatever they want, I'm sorry to break it to you. You're not a smart person. You're just not. I'm sure you think you are. I'm sure you've got a couple of things you knock around your head makes you think you're a smart person, but no, you're not a smart person if you actually make that argument going forward, because especially when you look at a company like Twitter. First of all, Jack Dorsey just today in an interview he admitted that that's not really the case, that we do have a deeper societal impact than we even know, and we need to reassess it. Those were his own words. And he also said that the idea of you can go to some different platform doesn't really work anymore because if one platform bans a person, the other platforms are going to feel emboldened. So, and the reason why is if you look at all of these platforms, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, what have you, these are all platforms that their business model relies on them hoovering up and gobbling up massive amounts of government taxpayers subsidized bandwidth for their business models to proceed. And so this is a lot closer to a public utility than anyone would really want to admit. And that's why I say, if you make that kind of argument in this year of our Lord, I'm sorry, folks, you're just not a smart person. Even the tech giants are a little closer to my side. So that ties in with Trump's impeachment. They made the decision to do so. Oh, Tony, you're going to, what? Tony's going to be a naysayer and a contrarian to your king of extreme? I don't believe.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, wait. Somebody else is talking? All right, cool.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. No,
Travesty, I know.
Wow.
The entire basis of your argument there was that other platforms are going to shadow ban you based off of that. Well, that's basically true for some people, not for all. There's no requirement that they have to ban you on other platforms. There's no verbatim statement says, well, he was banned on Twitter, so we're going to ban him on Facebook.
Unless you have orange skin, then they're required to ban you.
Exactly.
Well, Tony, even Jack Dorsey,
it's the same argument as it's always going to be, though. You sign up for these things. I know you said what he said. I heard it, but you're also using what he really means here. I understand that you're interpreting it the way you want. That's fine.
No, that's
you're not exactly wrong.
Using mind reading tactics.
I understand what he said. Yeah, I know.
No, I'm just telling you what
he's Jack Dorsey.
I know you'd love to use that because I've been telling y'all how you can't use mind reading analysis because even Twitter used mind reading analysis.
I think you just
so they're trying so hard, but guys, I'm actually using his exact words that he actually said. So big difference.
You're just choosing the interpretation you want.
I know. No, just using his words.
Yeah, that's fine. But his words don't say anything.
That's all we got. His words.
Yeah.
Anyway, we were talking impeachment first before Phil changed the subject conveniently. Lynn, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Trump's impeachment? Because we know where Phil's going with this, so we'll come back to that. Well, what's your thoughts, Lynn?
Well, I was kind of going off of that sidetrack about Twitter and the whole shit. I don't know exactly who said it or what there was a couple people out there actually stating that most of the planning of the 6th was done on Twitter and Facebook. So Apple and Amazon or Google should be taking them off the store. You should be deplatforming Facebook and Twitter as well as Parler when it comes to, if they did most of their planning on those two formats, why the fuck why isn't everything canceled right now? That's my question.
The rules for thee and not for me.
I mean, regardless of what anybody's opinion is, if you're inciting violence on Twitter, they should be taking you off the App Store and the Apple, whatever they call the Apple Store. Is it the Apple Store? I don't know. You got App Store and whatever the fuck you fruit people fucking use for apps.
It's called an App Store too. Yeah, it's called an App Store.
It's not something more special.
Fucking fruit people.
But Lynn, what are your thoughts? Like Trump being impeached. I don't think any of us think it'll actually go all the way through, but do you think it was right? Should they impeach him? Like what everybody knows the premise here is to make sure he can't get elected again. But your thoughts?
I think it's just there to let every one of their constituents know that they fought a good fight in his last final days. So you can vote for the Nancy Pelosi's of the world. And that's all it is they're over there. Hey, you guys hate Trump. We do too. You guys can vote for me when it's my turn. And that's all it is they're just kissing the ass of their constituents. And, you know, the crowd is calling for blood, and they're like, okay, we're going to go over there and try to get our fucking fair share of that blood. So that's pretty much all. I'm feeding them to the fucking piranhas.
Yeah, I agree. It's the same reason they didn't do the.
God, I'm going to change my shit. I think I might just put this on my phone
and switch it up. All right.
Sorry.
It worked better last
That's
time when
right.
you're
The
on your
5-second
phone.
delay.
Yeah.
No,
that's fair.
Another legal technicality people don't know is people think that if he gets impeached again for some reason, he's not allowed to run again. That's actually not the case.
That's what they added to the House, whatever the House passed, with the 25th Amendment edition, and then that whole thing that was their part of what they passed along. So yeah, you're right. Normally it does not require that or ask for that, but in this circumstance, that's what they're trying to push.
Yeah, this is all just, it's still just a power move. It's just a power play. They want to do this while they still have the chance, because it's still all about the asterisk. The whole point of impeaching him was, even if we don't get it, he has that asterisk on all the textbooks, on all the platforms that says he was impeached, and we have to put that asterisk next to his name. Now, this is the cherry on top of the cherry. He gets a double asterisk for being the second time impeached president. Like, this doesn't matter if he gets impeached. He's not going to be. None of us think he's actually going to be ousted from the presidency. It's not going to happen, but it's all about getting that tarnished legacy, that asterisk next to his name in the history books. And it's just stupid, because right now we're talking about sending out even more stimulus checks now that Biden's going to take office, and we're going to waste more time and money doing this. And Phil's right about, why didn't Biden just come out and say, hey, let's not do this because it's just completely unnecessary. But of course he's not going to do that, because he's going to be subservient to Nancy Pelosi, at least for the next couple of years. So it's just a fucking puppet show, and I'm so damn sick of it.
Yeah, Tony, where'd you leave off in the comments? Was that last one, the "Do as I say, not as I do" MAGA? I think that was the last one.
Yes, I do believe
so. So Justin Chris, still trying to find those nose hairs he missed. That was when you're getting all close to the camera. Yeah, there you go. Tyler says no. Go ahead and let him finish out. Project Sadface, I say impeach them all, Congress president and all tech CEOs everywhere. That's kind of what they were trying on January 6th. It was the wrong way to go about it, but that's kind of the idea. Is it me, or is it weird to see Lord Phil sitting and not standing? Yes, once in a while he becomes a real person and sits down. No, it does happen. Drink.
I feel something I'm missing. Like I need to be up and standing and yelling louder. So
yeah. It does muffle him a little bit when he sits down. I do appreciate it. Impeach Trump from the beginning to the end. Yes, that is funny, because it was like within 24 hours of inauguration, he had them starting to impeach him. Drink. They want to tar and feather him. Yes, absolutely they do. They've always wanted to. Sure, like I said, impeach them all, from Trump to all the Congress, also the tech company CEOs. Agree with Tony. What up, Eric? How's it going, man? Going to get on 5G. My interwebs is fucked. Like and share, yo. I like it.
Yes.
Lynn will be back with us momentarily.
Now you know why I'm at the mill, because my home internet's not doing that great either. So
I saw.
Lord,
we'll continue with this, like the canceling thing in the social, because obviously that's where we want to go with this, I guess. I saw an interesting take from Tim Pool, and I was talking to you guys earlier today in the chat. Like, Facebook is retroactively going back looking for shit from months ago. Even on our Big Buckin' page, and trying to flag anything they can. I had to remove Biden's like his congratulatory celebration that he and Kamala got elected when they first tried to make it official. Because CBS said that was their footage. And I was like, well, I actually jacked that recording from The Hill, had nothing to do with CBS, and I'm sure The Hill took it from C-SPAN. But I didn't fight it. I was like, let's just play good with, the Zuckerberg tech overlord oligarchy and arbiter of truth. Might as well just live with what he wants, and nobody's watching that video anyway. So I went ahead and took it down. And then I had to delete 2 other posts, and now I am green lighted, good graces. I have nothing, never had any strikes, but it cleared all of my warnings. And now Big Buckin is officially in the good graces of Mark Zuckerberg. So the shill comments you may now start calling us a chill.
Chicken Illuminati confirmed.
Yeah. So but we did that, but then I'm like, I go over and I don't know if anybody's seen this or not. I know Tom had recorded this, I don't know, today or last night. The dude did an 8-hour stream last night. Tom, I hope you're all right, bro. That was crazy.
Good God.
I know.
Yeah, he's been on a fucking crazy ass stream.
Yeah. I'm
whenever I'm
up
getting
at
home
4 in the
late,
morning.
Tom's streaming.
I get up at 4 in the morning, get ready for work, and the fucker's on still. I'm like, what the hell, dude? Anyway, it's like, so he, if you go to Tim Pool's page, and even if you go to Tom Foolery on Facebook, you go to click to join his page, they pop up with a secondary warning saying, you may want to review this creator's content before liking it. So they ask you, hey, are you sure? You might want to double check because we don't like him, so you probably won't like him. It's this weird, they don't come out and say it that way, obviously. So we don't have that little flag, but Tom has it. Tim Pool has it, and I thought the interesting thing with the Tim Pool one, he made another one today because he's actually demonetized on Facebook now. But he kind of laughed it off because he was like, well, I never made any fucking money on Facebook anyway, so he's like, I'm just gonna quit using it because it's dumb. Was kind of his thing, and now he's like, he totally went 180 on us, and he was like, you know what, fuck it, get rid of 230. If you can't have Parler, you shouldn't have any of them. Maybe we should go back to the MySpace days where we all have a digital web page, and that's how you find everybody's content. And kind of take it a step back. He's like, I don't think we were ready for social media, and obviously we don't know how to use it correctly. So maybe we do need to get rid of 230 and just kill YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and just end it all. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? I mean, is it time to just nuke 230 and nuke the whole fucking thing and take a step back 10 years and start over?
Well, that's what Jack Dorsey's speech today was his. It was, whether you like him or not, it was a tremendous piece of persuasion, which is why I recommend anybody go back and watch Jack Dorsey's address. It was either early today or yesterday, where he talked about, yes, there are several problems, and it's going to have some far-reaching consequences that we don't know about. Because Farmer R Us hinted on, but it's only free speech that you agree with. There's a very interesting story of the one thing you can't say is fire in a crowded theater, when the very overpraised Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes said that was something that we cannot allow in our freedom of speech. Now, Twitter and Facebook have added something to that. You can't say fire in a crowded theater, and now you cannot question an election after it's been certified. Those are the new limits to our freedom of speech. To your effective freedom of speech on the same internet that all of our tax dollars paid for and the same bandwidth that all of our tax dollars paid for. So that's a very interesting moment we find ourselves in, folks, that now it used to be can't say fire in a crowded theater. Now we've added one. Isn't that nice?
Fire! No.
Now you've all heard it. Wow. Yeah. What do you know? You've all heard it. Yep. So, Tony.
Let me see.
Lynn, so we're back on killing social media. What are your thoughts so far?
I'm 100% down with it. I really, the only thing I use Facebook for is fucking just shooting memes off and being a smart ass to people and keeping up with people that I haven't seen in a while. So, I mean, Yeah, I guess it would suck that, I wouldn't be in contact with people I haven't seen in fucking years anyway, or something like that. But at the same time, it's like with all the hate and discontent that spread like wildfire in the last fucking 10 years on Facebook alone, and Twitter, don't even get me started. That's just,
It's so bad.
It's a garbage fucking dumpster fire fucking of a, yeah. I don't know what the drinking words are. I must have missed it. But hey, is my 5-second delay gone?
Yeah, it's gone. You look
Okay.
great now. You're fine.
Isn't it great? I'm on a 5G network on my phone, and my internet at home is supposed to be 1 gigabyte speed, and it does not work as good. I'm gonna shit. I'm gonna publicly denounce Cable America is the name of the company. They're really awful. I'm really fucking sorry, but your internet is worse than Zito Media because I'm paying
really
way
bad.
too
The
much.
views of Linda don't necessarily reflect the views of Dog and Chicken Show.
Yeah, there you go. Viewer discretion is advised. But either way, yeah, fuck Cable America and fuck Twitter and fuck Facebook. I'm only on there just to, I don't know, just to be like everybody else, just share stupid shit. I don't like getting into fights on Facebook anymore. I'm trying not to get into the political shit. I just want to show some funny memes. Most of them are all secret groups that we're in because you can't share them in public because, my mom's on Facebook. I don't want her seeing half the twisted shit that I share to you guys,
Yeah.
So, yeah, I wish we had like a whole little place for sharing that really gross memes and fucked up stuff that wouldn't get us banned.
You know what? We do have something set up for that because
that Discord, huh?
Well, we got Discord, and this was we set this up. We set this up a year ago when we were like, what if we ever got banned? Where would we have to go? And I kind of let it go because they don't let us do long videos like they used to. So I haven't been on there since September. Since September, when I stopped getting on there, we've had like 30 new followers on there because it's always in our bio and always in our links down below. So people are still joining. But when there is nothing left, locals.com is the decentralized version of you go to a community page instead. It's like a Facebook page, but no Facebook around it. So interesting, it's still there. And we got like 40 some people all of a sudden that are on there. And I didn't realize it. And so that's the one started by Dave Rubin and Michael Malice. I still follow him on there. That's the only reason I kept the app. And then I popped into our channel and I was like, holy shit, we had a whole bunch of people join. All right, cool. Like, so
all right.
Maybe I'll throw some content on there. Fuck, I don't know. Like,
probably wouldn't hurt.
Yeah. I just literally have not looked at it since September. So.
You got to throw him a bone.
I
man.
haven't looked at it either.
Throw him a bone.
Tony used to throw out gross pictures and memes on there every now and then. Like, what was the toilet paper roll? And you're like, should I stick this up my? Yeah,
that's true. I'll have to get back on there and start throwing some dirty shit for all those new followers. Real quick before I touch on that, Project Sadface, just going back to the impeachment. The point is we have to do something. The only thing we have is impeachment. Department of Justice says we can't convict a sitting president. So when he does bad things, what else do we do? And that's perfectly fair. I get it. Yeah. But let's face it, this has exactly the same amount of legs that it did last time, and we're a week out from his term ending. And I get it, but I feel like the Democrats are in control enough of the government that he's not going to be able to do anything anyway. Like, they're taking away his ability to fire off nukes, or they're trying to. Like, he's been neutered. Like, we don't need the asterisk, but they want the asterisk. That was just my point. But going back to the social media thing, like, I think Tim Pool has a point. Like, we weren't ready for it, but it's here, and now we can't really go backwards without it. Like, I feel like society would. Yeah, the society would fucking crumble if Twitter and Facebook and a few of the others just cease to exist.
You just talk me into it. Get rid of them all.
I know. It is weird to think about what would actually happen to us as a society if they just stopped working one day. And because we are very, very, very dependent not just for entertainment purposes, but people run their businesses off this shit. People interact with clients and business partners. It is an integral part of the society now, and that's crazy to say. When this started off as a way to interact with your classmates, like when Facebook first started up, it was just for people going to college to interact with each other, and it's just become such an integral part of society that if it stopped, like, it would be just like watching the apocalypse scenes in shows and movies. Like, people would be clawing at the windows and outside, just in their bathrobe, like wandering around aimlessly, not knowing what to do with themselves. And it's kind of like quarantine, but instead of sitting on your ass, it's no way to interact with people, and you're stuck in your house. Like, I think we would basically fall apart at the seams. I don't think we would survive social media going away. But I do think we need to do something about the direction it's headed. Like, I feel like we're getting into a really ugly portion of social media's infancy, and I don't love the direction it's headed. I think we need to change the trajectory, but at the same time, then you're still adding restrictions and you're still adding censorship. So how do you get to a point where it's okay for people to use it, but people don't use it for ridiculous things and take advantage of it? I don't know that there's a good answer to that.
Yeah,
well, you're talking about the classic economic problem of the commons. And even Jack Dorsey even brought it up today. Again, he talked about how the internet and these forums are and should be treated more as a commons open to everyone. But now, Tantui Tanman, Philosopher King, you, the only solution, put Phil Koe in charge of the presidency, Twitter, and the Supreme Court. I mean, then I think we'd start getting things would start getting really back, not only back to normal, better than they've been. Like, that would be how we just bring a new dawn to America. Grow the farm up. Betcha we move to a more pay-for-content web model. Free internet is clearly worth what you pay for it. Look what free internet turned ads into options, then turned options into directives. Thanks for joining Grow the Farm Up.
Yeah.
Oh, then turn opinions into directives. But yeah, that's wow. Yeah, there's a Facebook would love restriction by then they. Oh God.
Yep, they have lobbyists in play, ready to go. Yep, it's there and ready.
Yep.
That's why Jack's. He's on a very slim tightrope because he knows if they fuck up just a few more times, some very heavy regulations coming down, and they would like to be on the good side of writing that law, not the bad side of writing that law. So
his removals of and this is why this seems to only lean one way, is because there is a higher and more profitable concentration of people on the left online than there are on the right. You look at any popular YouTuber or content creator, most of them shill to the left a lot because the left will dish out the dough. The right doesn't give money to people just because of their opinion unless they're really wowed by them. Like, that's why you don't see right-leaning commentators get very famous unless they're really provocative. That's why you have Turning Point USA. That's why you have the Glenn Becks of the world. Like, they're a little bit more towards the fringe. They're not totally fringe all the time, but they're closer to the fringe of the right and will do some hot takes. Candace Owens, another great example. A lot of people, you say her name and the left cringes, and that's why she's popular to the right, because they're, the right's like, hey, look at them cringe at Candace Owens. Like, they probably really don't like some of the shit she says, and probably in real life, if they're sitting at a dinner table, they'd be like, calm down. That's not necessary. And like, that's how it really works. And so it's, who are they shilling to? Who are they trying to or grifting to, I guess, is really where this boils down to. The left pays more for dumb content than the right does. Just my opinion.
I would like to address this Project Sad Face. Republican Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene to work to impeach President-elect Joe Biden. say is the same thing I some other guests on this show when we were talking about political back and forth. Turnabout's fair play.
Yep, decorum.
Sorry. Yep. Oh yeah, that decorum and forbearance shit went out the window a long time ago. Justin Chris, so no social media people would go nuts that they would be able to vote themselves to an actual person without possibly being punched in the face. You know, that's one of the things that social media does is that, you know, when you're in a anonymous, you know, persona, if you will, people say some pretty nasty stuff. I've noticed. Like that's where the really nasty shit comes out is when it's anonymous. But
sorry, Tom. Sorry.
I heard.
No,
Yes.
I just randomly start looking at the chat, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, that's right. Tony's been running it. Get your hands off the mouse, chicken. Back the fuck off." Like,
yeah. If anybody watching ever wonders why the comments start doing this shit, where they just appear and disappear real quick, that's because Chicken and I both have the exact same idea at the exact same time, and we're clicking on the comment simultaneously, and it gets very. It's kind of an inner battle behind the scenes.
Sexy, though, whether you know it or not. We are purposely visually stimulating you to subscribe, like, and share our videos every time. That's exactly what we're doing.
Which is a good reminder to like, share, and subscribe, y'all.
It's sexually frustrating indeed. Yes, Lynn, thank you. And Lynn, love you, Lynn. Pour it from Jeff Peskoff.
Jeff, this is from some familiar territory. This is Redwood Empire. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but I found it in Missouri, and it's Emerald Giant Rye Whiskey from California. It's from Sonoma County. I think you're pretty familiar with that, aren't you, Jeff? Anywho, salute, bro.
All right. Thanks for jumping in, Jeff. Go ahead, Tony. I'm leaving the chat alone. It's all you, bud. I just had to throw that one in there.
We got Project Sad Face. I have no opinion on the social media thing because I don't use social media. Well, you know what? That's fair.
I think we're looking at Project Sad Face social media. Yeah. I think this is his social media.
And trolling any video we have. Thank you, Project Sadface. We love you.
Time travel, if we were to actually get the technology going, it would be made illegal almost immediately. But if you did make a good time machine, it better be a very, very well-crafted spaceship as well, because our planet is rotating at over 1,000 miles an hour, and our solar system is traveling through space at over 60,000 miles an hour. So even if you travel to the same point, to a different point in time in the same location, you're going to be out in the middle of space. So that's something to keep in mind with the whole time travel paradox. You're going to have a really handy spaceship going. So yes, I'm a nerd on these kind of things. I can't help it. Maiden.
Yep, drink.
From Maiden to MAGA.
Oh, come on.
Maiden, America great again.
All right, Tony.
All right.
Justin said we have to do it.
All right. So we're rock, paper, scissors, 2 out of 3. Okay. All right. Here we go.
All right.
Let's do this. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. That's.
I landed first on my screen. I still got you.
I'm just looking at it backwards. It's so weird. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay, rock.
We both had rock.
Shoot.
Butterfly wins every time.
I think you were lagging. I
think you're lagging.
Or shit.
Your mom's lagging. No, I'm just kidding.
Fine, I'll refresh.
Chicken one.
Yep.
Well,
so we got
vanquished it completely.
That's how badass I am at rock, paper, scissors. I can make you leave a stream immediately with my win.
Hey, I got to interrupt with the rye whiskey. It is pretty damn good. Just gonna let you guys know ahead of time. I recommend it. I think Phil, you need to try it. You conservative guy that's not talking for some reason. You must be muted. I don't know.
The mute gate's not happening tonight. Not yet.
I went 5. There had been like 20, 30 seconds where I didn't hear Phil talk. It was fucking crazy.
I know.
God
You
damn.
hear that?
Must-
You
I
hear
thought
that?
I thought I was gonna
Damn it.
sneeze, so I hit the mute button. So I was like,
Yeah.
is it gonna? I'm one of those types. So I had it on pause the whole time. So that's why I'm sorry, folks. You were deprived of the sweet summer sounds that were my voice for a very short amount of time.
Jeff says he's drinking Captain
All
Morgan
right.
shots with a Snapple Mango Madness Chaser. Jewish white boy drunk.
Wow.
Nice.
Sweet, sweet.
Nice.
Last time I think Peskov was on here, I got white girl drunk. I was pretty schnockered by the end of that post show. That post show was epic, by the way. We can't post any of it. There may or may not have been some inappropriate content, and it wasn't worth editing at that point.
We
Which
still got to
post show
get
was
Jeff and Phil
May
to
or may
have a nice
not
discussion.
Somebody took their shirt off.
me?
Okay, I'm just gonna say that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It wasn't me.
You
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
No, sorry.
East to west, north to
Speaking of
south.
which, make sure you stick around for the end of the
Oh,
show,
God.
or get over to Discord. We always throw our post show link in there. You don't even have to join on video. You can just come in and listen and watch. Yeah, not the post show. Never. No. But yeah, make sure you check that
It's
out.
just a couple of Boy Scouts just talking about how we got all of our badges. That's all we do. It's
That's it.
nothing untoward.
Don't post show, not even once. It's fun. Trust me.
What
It's a good-
happens in
it
the
is fun.
post show stays.
I
in
have
the
not.
post-show.
I like
Most
the
of it,
last
yeah.
one. I think we could have edited.
Except for
I just-
Dennis Leary.
Yeah. Oh God. So the last post show, I think there's content in there I can edit and do stuff with. I'm gonna try this weekend and have some like
the
teasers
beginning.
for. Yeah, that's about it though. But
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
gonna
like
have
the first, like,
15
20, 30
seconds of
minutes.
Is and the. That's it. Like is
Yeah.
and the, and that's about all you can use.
yeah,
Is the ands and the
right.
does.
but I might
and
start.
maybe
I
a
might
couple
start
of-
moving
What do
them
we get
to.
after social media?
Well, I might. That's what I was getting to. I was going to bring us back around here because I might start doing the clips of those on the locals again, because locals is completely. You don't get
There you go.
deplatformed there. You don't get strikes. You don't have any of that. So maybe I'll start posting them on there.
So
Okay.
how long before they get taken
There we
down?
go.
They won't. You
They're
have to
not
subscribe
inciting
to the
violence,
page.
man.
You're
You
allowed to talk about things that aren't on the official narrative. They'll get taken down eventually. I mean, that's just the way it goes. I mean,
It's a decentralized
Twitter.
platform, and it's like Patreon, but a
Not as
little
gay.
bit different. Yeah, it's definitely not. Yeah, not as no. Yeah, definitely not.
Nothing against gay people. I was just using it as a figure of speech. Like
There you
Eminem
go,
did.
there you
And nobody hates Eminem.
Good to know. But it's a lot like Patreon, where you get like your own page, but then it's like they mixed in kind of like a Twitter /Facebook feel to it, to where you have like that social aspect, and you can like live. I don't think you can live stream if you have enough viewers. Like you have to like level up and all this weird shit like they always do. But yeah, I feel safe over there. Like I have yet to see anybody get taken down, removed, and the content that's on there is all encrypted, and I don't know what all they use, but like I don't think you can stream record anything off of there. So like it's not like anybody can jump onto that platform and screen record shit unless you like do it from a separate phone while you're using it. So it'd be really shady for
Chicken,
somebody
this
to do
is
something.
this is what I'm getting at. Any of y'all, get on your phone, get on your computer, try to get on Parler.
Nope, can't.
See how that goes for you.
I get a
Yeah.
network error.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like they'll just take like. Now this is something that Scott Adams, the guy that I listen to a lot, he said this.
Yeah,
He wasn't
pause for a
getting
second.
any.
Whoa.
That just stuck to the
Whoa.
tape.
Yep, that did,
Whoa.
that did just stick to the tape.
Project, you can't just end with that. I'm afraid you need more. We need more details in the chat. Like you can't just say, "Yeah, that happened."
Post show.
No, you need more.
Post show conversation project. You have to
Post
join
show.
now. Yeah,
Yes.
you have to join.
Yeah,
now.
I'm sorry.
Wow.
I don't make the rules. I just kind of make them up and then have us do them. So I'm sorry. You kind of have to join.
That's
the rules.
actually true.
Wow. What was I even talking about? Like the whole.
I was
street-
trying to figure out what
you were
color
trying to
M&M.
talk about how awesome Parlor was.
Yeah.
Oh, how it's the greatest thing of all time. But no, Scott Adams. Now I remember. Guy, I put a lot of stock in what he has to say. He even said this is not investment advice, but he said just for himself personally, he owns Twitter stock. And the reason is, it's probably a pretty good idea to be behind or have your money in a company that can silence a president and can effectively make its competition go away. All in a week.
Yeah.
In 1 week,
And
they
get away with
silenced
it.
the sitting U.S. president and made their competition go away.
Yep.
So now I don't know if at its current price it's a good buy. This is not to be construed as actual gambling or investing advice. It's almost pretty much the same. But I found that very interesting. That Twitter's had pretty good week, no matter how you want to measure it. Even if you hate Twitter, had a pretty good week. But if their stock's down 10%, which later that day it was down only 5%, which meant that some people said, "Hey, bargain for Twitter stock." Not to be construed as actual investment advice, dear Lord, heavenly God.
No, anytime,
But,
anytime these things happen, people will throw like $10,000 betting odds that it's going to go down. Like they're betting against I'm trying to remember the exact term for it. Yeah, they're shorting them. So a lot of people do that, and then they take that money and reinvest it into the same company after it hit rock bottom, and then it goes back up, and they make their money again. If you got $20,000-$30,000 laying around, and you see Twitter bans a very high-profile public figure like a president of a country, like the United States, you could probably short it, let it drop, reinvest, let it go up, and then pull your money out, and you're gonna like triple your money in like 1 day.
That's day trading one there, sir.
Yep.
This is something actually I wanted to touch on. I brought this up, I think, maybe to you, Phil, a few days ago. He's not completely silenced, Jeff.
He has no YouTube
said.
channel.
He's not silenced. He has a TV studio in his house with cameras around the world right there. That's true.
Fox News wouldn't have him on.
Network.
No,
Yeah,
Fox News wouldn't have him on the other day. They canceled. His YouTube channel got banned.
On any,
he can
get on somewhere. Yes,
on OAN and Newsweek.
They tried
what's
to
that?
get on the
Newsmax,
bonus Twitter's channel, and they banned it. They will not let any Trump's tweets.
If he tells them this, I'm gonna step down on live TV, they're gonna put him on TV immediately. He doesn't have to go through with it.
If he tells them what they want to hear,
Yes. Yeah, he'd be on CNN.
What the president? Wait,
we're talking about
are you telling
resource
me
that is
the president can't tell somebody
a
what they want to hear to get his way? No, that's not possible.
Fake news.
Sorry, I just had to throw that in there. That works for all of our arguments.
This is a resource that, for better or for worse, I would encourage anybody in the audience, when you have some free time, look up the Commons, and this is another Commons resource. It's kind of like the problem is with a digital Commons, there's no real shortage. At that point, your problem is restricting access. That's the only real shortage. So at that point now, when you're saying, well, he's not being, here's the difference. Jeff, Peskov, Tony, all you, and I don't want Biden being treated this way either, because guess what? We didn't fucking elect Twitter. We didn't fucking elect Tony G. We didn't fucking elect Jeff Peskov. We elected Donald Trump. We elected Joe Biden. And we should be, as citizens, exposed to every single solitary thought, every single possible thing they want communicated with us. Us as voters, us as citizens, us as people who have to live in the world that they create for us. We have every goddamn right to be exposed to every single thing they want to say from minute to fucking minute. And the idea that you, or anyone out there has the right to stand between them and us to hear what we may need to hear is, to be frank, horseshit. Thank
I had to
you.
do
Yes, Phil,
the
2020.
standing slow clap. That was very good. I need to go back to this one real quick. Sorry, Tony. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Let me find it. Have you watched any of the press conference room briefings in the last 2 months? I would not go in that fucking room. It is a herd of piranhas fucking waiting to bite the shit out of anybody. Like, it is crazy. Anytime they end a sentence or end a comment or end anything, all you hear is rebel, 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 rebel. Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking insane. Lynn's got somebody interrupting the room. Drink. I don't
It
know.
it wasn't my kids. It was your mother.
Oh, your mother.
Your mother.
Let's drink to our mother.
Hi, Mom. Bye, Mom. She just walked in to ask me something. Apparently, the iPad's not working. I don't know. It's the fucking fourth time ever tonight. Ask my wife to help you, please.
Thank you.
Call her. I don't care. Jesus.
Only my mom is allowed to interrupt the show when the Wi-Fi goes down in the house. Okay.
I'm still gonna drink when there's an interruption.
Grow the Farm Up says independently owned server proliferation will be needed. We have left ourselves with limited options. Get your own server for real. And then continuing on in the comments, we have Phil 2024. Jeff Peskoff, he can go on TV. He has the entire media in his house. They don't want him on. One, two, if he demands it, like, it's bait. Honestly, like, if he goes, you need to put me on TV right now, they'd be like, oh, are you taking over the emergency broadcast system, sir? What are you trying to do? What are you gonna say to the American people?
Yeah.
Like,
Sorry, it just never was the point. That's not the point.
Well, even if that
Commons,
was the point,
the internet that all of our tax dollars build, even those scary right wingers, their tax dollars built the internet just as much as anybody else's did. And now certain
the silliest comment he's
certain
made yet.
opinions are being banned from the commons. And I'm sorry, that is not how you actually get free speech and actually free exchange and flourish. That is not the basis of really any exchange of ideas that are worthwhile. Down with the cloud.
So this comment.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I wanted to go back. He's the commander in chief. You shouldn't be a bitch. Don't be scared of media. Okay, there's a few things there. So he's commander in chief, and somehow him not getting on TV makes him a bitch when they won't let him on unless they're baiting him for a news story to where they can smear him. I just think it's smart for him to just shut the fuck up and hide for a little while, or just stay away from people for a while. He tried to put stuff on Twitter and they said no, so he backed off. He wanted to come down to the House floor during the impeachment trial, which wasn't a trial. It was just a vote. It wasn't any trial at all. There was no investigation. There was nothing that happened. He wanted to go down there to defend himself. His aides talked him out of it because they were like, this is going to pass no matter what you say. Just stay the fuck out of there because they're going to smear you. Stay out. And so instead, he made that video disavowing everything that happened on January 6th. Sure, everybody criticized, oh, finally. Well, they kind of disavowed it right away, but they said, finally. And then don't be scared of media. Did you see what happened to the guy that kind of looked like the guy holding, or not the, was it the guy that was supposedly, or, yeah, the one holding the rebel flag, the guy that looked just like him in a town in, like, it was like in Arkansas or some shit. He looked like the guy. Then somebody on Twitter posted a picture of him at a supermarket and said, here's the fucking guy that was holding this flag. Some shit like that. He got canceled. They doxed him. Some innocent dude. He wasn't there. He had nothing to fucking do with it. So don't be scared of the media. The media is not your fucking friend. It has not been your friend for 20 fucking years. It hasn't been your friend prior to 2001. I don't know how you can't be afraid of the media. They are dangerous and they're ruthless, and they don't care about you or the truth or anything but profits and pushing a narrative. Come the fuck up. Have we not realized this?
You weren't here when I here chicken, but you weren't here when I addressed this a little earlier. Where if you're one of those people that in this year of our Lord, no problem, in this year of our Lord 2021, if you're still saying, well, they're a private company, they can do whatever they want, I'm sorry. As I said earlier, people that make that argument at this point, you're just not a smart person. Just that's not the case, because when your business model relies on you being able to gobble up and hoover up gargantuan amounts of taxpayer subsidized bandwidth just to be able to operate for one more day, you really can't call yourself a fully private company. And even, there's companies that do have intergovernment relationships, but don't restrict what customers can and can't use their products. So that's the thing I would want you to keep in mind, that this government relationship is not nearly cut and dry as you're perhaps representing, sir.
I want to also say that in the year of our Lord 2021, I find it so fucking amazing that liberals are standing behind fucking monopolies while conservatives are preaching about fucking restrictions and shit on these corporations, which is just, it's like they all went whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm confused, sitting here in the middle going, remember when I don't know, maybe BP oil spills, that kind of shit, and we need more regulations on oil companies, and the liberals were freaking out about it, and the conservatives are like, we don't need no fucking limitations on what we can do and any regulations. And now, 2021, Twitter and fucking Facebook, and hey, we need some regulations on these fucking big ass corporations here. And what do you mean? Trump bullshit. This giant corporation's fucking doing the right thing. And it's like, I don't know, both you guys are contradicting each other at the same fucking time, and it's amazing.
I think this one's directed at Phil. Jeff says, are you saying the Constitution has evolved then?
Nope. Just like I said a moment ago, I'm saying that the relationship between private and public is not quite as cut and dry as it's being represented in this conversation, where you've got a company like Twitter, like Facebook, that the only way that they can run is through mass amounts of taxpayer subsidized bandwidth to operate a single day. So that's really not the cut and dry relationship between the free markets and the public, as it would. There's a little bit more crossover than one would originally think looking at a company like Twitter. It's called the Terms of Service. And, well, now here's the problem, Project Sad Face. It's very clearly, obviously, and objectively measurably not being administered evenly. Donald Trump was, let's all be peaceful. Babylon Bee had a great one of, Donald Trump says, let's all be peaceful in clear incitement to violence. And at the same time, in 2017, Nancy Pelosi said, our election has been hijacked. So why is her Twitter still up? Why has she not been banned for life? We're not having a consistent application here, and it's being done in a commons that's being subsidized by taxpayer dollars. So it's also those same people who their opinions are not allowed in the commons anymore, in the public square, that their opinions are just as valid, and yet we're not having an equal application. And so if you're wanting to know where it really breaks down there, that's where it is. We're not having an equal application, and it's a little bit more of a cross between the public and private than it's been represented before. Yes, and you should thumbs up, like, share, subscribe. If you're not, what are you doing? You're missing out on everything going on with this beautiful mug.
Justin does have a good point. Honestly, how many of us have actually read all the terms? Fucking almost nobody, and that's completely fair. And before this turns into the Phil versus Jeff show, let's get this last one from Jeff, and then I'm assuming we're probably going to jump topics here as soon as Chicken gets back. But real fast. Oh, and yes, I don't see the thumbs flying on my phone, people. That's right. Hit the like and the heart and all that, and hit the share. Jeff does have one more comment here, followed by a Project Sad Face. Here, Phil, go ahead.
Let's see. Which one am I? Oh, Jeff.
Taxpayers pay for C-SPAN.
C-SPAN. Oh, go ahead. I'll let you.
Taxpayers pay for C-SPAN. He has them downstairs, ready to air him anytime he wants to speak. And then Project Sadface says, when you make the rules on your platform, you have the right to ban who you want. No one is making you use it.
Now, you see, Project Sadface, I want to address you first. Jack Dorsey, just today, the CEO of Twitter, disagrees with your entire idea that you don't have to use this platform, and he acknowledges that many business platforms now rely on his platform and that it's used in a commons. His own words, this is a commons that should be accessible to everyone, but that is not being the case. And the idea that you can go to another platform, this last week has been demonstrated that is not true. And these are his own words, not mine. He's saying that this is not an effective argument, which is very fascinating that Twitter just undercut its best argument that, well, you can go to a different platform. So the idea that, I'm sorry, that's just not really valid anymore. I don't know what to... Jeff, he'll be back in a bit. Thank you, sir. Before you take off, sir, thank you for joining us, good sir. Always great to have.
Let's see. Urasama. They're teaming up to destroy anyone else who makes a social media platform. It's pretty messed up. And I think that is a good point, because at this point, social media has become very much dominated by Facebook and Twitter. And during this rise to the top, they've been gobbling up all the other startup social media platforms along the way. If one gained some steam, they'd gobble it up, they'd buy it, they'd incorporate it into Facebook. The other ones you'd see come up like Snapchat or Instagram. You've seen Facebook evolve into incorporating the same things that Instagram or Snapchat does, just so people won't have a need to have two different apps. They can just have Facebook. That way, they're streamlining everything. And that's what worries me about what I was talking about before, where we're so dependent on social media as an integral part of society that if Facebook ceased to exist, like, that's it for a lot of people. Like, people would literally, honest to God, verbatim, lose their fucking minds. Like, people would seriously go crazy. We'd be locking people up in padded rooms because they no longer had access to social media. That's how ingrained it has become in our brain, and it's terrifying. But to look at it,
well, yeah,
from
we're
the
all
other
slaves
side
to
of
it. Yeah, it is terrifying.
Yeah, absolutely. Not just Facebook, our phones in general. I mean, how much time do you spend on in a day?
Let's do one of these things in the chat, like throw a 1 in there if you roll out of bed and right away go check your notifications, because like that's an honest fucking thing. A lot of people fucking do that. Throw it in chat. Number 1 if you do, 0 if you don't. But like like I do it with email. I'm addicted to my email mainly because of work. And so yeah, I do check my notifications technically. I'm not looking at Facebook right away. I kind of have an order of things, but like I spend, and this is gross, you're all going to hate me for this, but I roll out of bed. I spend probably the first 15 minutes checking work emails because they're never stop for me. And then after that's over, then I jump over to Facebook, and I don't check my personal page first. I check Big Buckin', so make sure you like, share, subscribe on Facebook. I check that one second, and then try to reply to anything on there if it's worth replying to. Usually it's just likes or somebody shared your video. Okay, well thanks. Hey, I appreciate that. All right, but then I go to my personal one, and honestly, like, and I talked to Lynn and another one of my brothers last night about this. Like, I'm literally on Facebook and Twitter just trolling now. I am not actually like sharing real opinions. I'm just fucking with you at this point. I don't care anymore because it's all garbage. And everybody's got these like weird echo chamber like thought processes of well, I think this and that's all I'm gonna ever think. And I'm like, well, I'm not gonna. We talked about this 2 weeks ago on the show. Like, you're not gonna change your mind. I don't know why I'm gonna waste my time trying to share a different idea with you. So I just shit on it. And like throw the hypocrisy in your face. It's fun.
Nice. So, yeah, another thing I gathered from that same conversation is, I don't know, I got down to like a just in memory lane. And like, remember the late 90s when the internet was kind of new and we would get on these things called chat
Poor
rooms.
kids didn't have it. If you did, it was 28K. It was before
Yeah.
56K.
28
Yeah.
and 56K, and it was web TV because you couldn't afford a computer.
Dude. The movies fucking room on web TV was the shit. That was fun.
So yeah, you could hook the web and the internet to your TV, and everybody had little computers and shit. And I would join like chat
Web
rooms.
TV.
And yeah, web TV was the shit, dude. There was like a whole community of people. We'd go into the same rooms, and everybody. Not one fucking topic about politics or any, dude. We all just talked about, hey, what's your age, sex, location was the first thing, and if you were a chick, if you were a chick,
it was like one of the first abbreviations for the internet was ASL, age, sex, location, baby. Gotta know it.
And then it was just like, hey, what do you do for fun? It was just like regular talking, like you were in a, it was just like talking to people. There was no like, hey, I think fucking Newt Gingrich was an asshole, or I think fucking Bill Clinton's a piece of shit. I mean, I'm in 90s terms. I'm sorry, kids. I don't know if anybody remembers these guys' names, but yeah, we didn't talk politics. We were just all trying to fucking score some strange from fucking across the internet somewhere, thinking that we were gonna get laid. That's pretty much what chat rooms were for guys.
Well, yeah, they were all hoping somebody would send them some nude pics on a private chat. Like,
yeah. It's kind of like what Snapchat is now, and like
only then it worked. You could actually get them back then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But you had no idea if you were going to get like a fucking 50-year-old woman or a 50-year-old man. You find out. Once you get that dick pic, and you're like, oh no.
Catfishing on Yahoo Chat. Remember, what was it? MSN Messenger? That was the thing.
America Online. You got
AOL, AOL Messenger, MSN.
That was for rich
Yahoo.
people, all right? Us poor people used MSN Messenger. Right.
No, the AOL, if you got that CD in the mail, you got it for like 30 days. I'd get a couple of those and it would work.
I remember being in like middle school and getting on Yahoo Chat with like a group of people, and you'd sit there and you'd get in the fucking chat room. Some of them you'd just go in just to fight people in the chat, and then there were just sex chat rooms, and of course it's like all like 50-year-old dudes that are saying they're like 27-year-old blonde chicks, and then it's a bunch of us like middle schoolers saying, I'm totally like 22 in your area.
And for some reason we would randomly throw out our dick sizes.
13 inches. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Not the biggest.
Pretty average. It's average.
Oh, the internet is children is great. I do have one thing. I do have one thing while we're on like the tech like conversation. It's not to do with social media necessarily, but I do have one story that I said I wanted to bring up tonight in our little group chat here. Let me find my Chrome tab for the right one. But this is just heartbreaking to me and funny all at the same time. Oh my God, it's a Daily Mail story. Hopefully the ads don't go crazy here. Yep, they're going crazy. Close. If my screen starts to lag, it's because of these ads. Dude, E-Trade, go away. Nobody wants you. Okay. Anyway, so the story is computer programmer. Jesus Christ, there it is. Oh, computer programmer has just 2 guesses left for his password to access $220 million in Bitcoin before his wallet locks forever. So if you don't know Bitcoin, back in the day, early days, people like threw money into this thing when it was like not worth fucking anything. And then they forgot about it.
Yeah, 5 shares, right?
Well, yeah, like 1 share, 5 share, it doesn't matter because it's like $30,000 of fucking $35,000 a share right now. And
39.
So this dude has $220 million worth of it, but he can't remember his fucking password. We've all been there. But we've
Oh,
never been in this situation. You only get
Not
10
that
tries before it
Ooh.
disappears.
All right, so I got an idea for this guy. He's got 2 passwords left, correct?
Yep.
So he puts an advert out there to the world's best hackers. If you can guess this password, or if you can get into my system and you can get this shit, I will split the money with you 50-50. Because he ain't got a fucking snowball's chance in hell to get that money.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea. That gives you 2 different things there. That
Because then he'd still get money.
That validates Bitcoin's security.
Hackability, yeah.
Or hackability. It'll either make or break Bitcoin in the long term. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's good or bad for Bitcoin, depending. And if the guy does hack into it, he's got to shut his fucking mouth until he gets his money. It's like, otherwise the stock's gonna drop like crazy.
That's a rather costly oopsie there, pal. Wow. I mean, jeez. I really wish I wrote that down.
I'm very careful with passwords, people. Like, I'm very careful with passwords.
I bet you his password is like password. This is an old one, right? It's the word password, but $signs instead of S's. You know, and an exclamation point at the end, you know. But hey, you don't have his username, or else I would try that shit a long time ago.
Right. No, so I'll read the story here. Stephen Thomas holds an estimated $220 million worth of Bitcoin on one digital wallet. Can't remember his password. He was gifted 7,000 Bitcoin in 2011, but lost his password the same year. The software used to create Bitcoin means that only the user has access to the password, with an iron key system giving them 10 attempts to get it right. Thomas has only 2 attempts left. He's failed, obviously, 8 times. Thomas watched as the value of the cryptocurrency double in the last month. There is currently estimated $140 billion in Bitcoin trapped in similar digital wallets where the users have forgotten their password or left it stranded. Now, I think this is really fascinating when you talk about crypto. When we talk about cryptocurrency, because like it's no different than fiat. It's made up fucking bullshit money, and people invested time and money into it, which makes it valuable. And as we've printed 66% of all printed dollars in existence today in the last less than a year. That's why Bitcoin's so fucking valuable right now, because people started going, oh, the American dollar is probably not fucking worth it, and the government's kind of falling apart. So
during COVID, like right at the beginning, it was sitting. I downloaded that Robinhood app just to kind of see what's going on, and what like Bitcoin was sitting at like $4,800 a share. About March or something. I could be wrong. It could be 8,000. Either way, it's 39,000 a share now. And it's, it's like, holy shit. If I would have known then what I know now, everybody says that. But God, nah. It's been kind of risky, because by the time I made a decision like that, it'd spring up and then all of a sudden go to nothing as soon as I decided to cash it out. That's just me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have shitty luck when it comes to stocks, man.
Well, you're taking a shot.
The reason Bitcoin
predicting which crypto is going to fucking pan out.
Right. Well, they all trend the same way. Each crypto trends the same way. They all follow each other. The big thing is to pay attention to what's going on. Like if you're like me, like I don't know, Tony, Phil, you guys probably get annoyed. We talk about this every week. We have our little group chat with people that are on the Thirsty Thursday show. Lynn fucking left because he doesn't like all the comments because it's annoying to his phone apparently. But anyway, fuck you, Lynn.
Fucker.
Anyway, like I have a work phone and my personal phone, and both of them just like shoot me alerts from different news sources all day long. And so when I see something interesting, I immediately forward it. But like, it's only those ones that I think are going to have like an impact, not only on social issues, or could turn into a big deal, or may have a financial impact. And like every time I do one that has a financial impact, Phil is very astute and quick to comment of, yeah, you might want to look into that one. Like, he's pretty quick to it, but like, that's why I do that is like, I really feel that like you have an opportunity at that moment to like, you can make yourself a little extra dough. If I see tech is getting attacked, you better pull your stocks out of tech right now. Otherwise you're going to lose some fucking money. Or Phil, grain prices. You've been talking about it a lot the last week. Like you were parked and yeah, you were dropping off a load of fucking grain this week a couple different times, I believe.
Oh yeah, the corn prices are doing pretty good. Soybean prices are doing amazing. Commodities, again, not to be construed any kind of advice or for investment gambling, what have you, but commodities tend to do well when there's unsureness. And right now, the futures on outcomes are frail. So, what else do you expect?
So,
But yeah, in terms of Bitcoin, it's the reason it's valuable is because its backing is basically that you used to be able to buy any kind of drugs and what have you, and so its backing was humans' propensity for debauchery and the fact that governments can't dictate whether you own it or not. Right. They can throw you in prison, but you still own your Bitcoin. So that's the value is governments can't take it from you, even if they want to. So that's really why it will be valuable going into the future.
Are you saying a bunch of cartels went into Bitcoin?
Actually, I've been following Bitcoin since it was worth like about 50 cents. I get into it, but yes, I've been following Bitcoin for a very long time. And the moment that Bitcoin went from a few dollars and jumped to $240 was when the government of Cyprus said they were going to have a bail-in and they were going to take a portion of everybody's bank deposits. Now, what a lot of people don't know is at the time, allegedly, the island of Cyprus was a place that some certain Russian mafia types would park their money to hide taxes. So the minute they found out that they were going to be part of this bail-in, it all moved their money into Bitcoin. And that was when Bitcoin moved from a few dollars to over $200 a Bitcoin. That was the moment. So if you're interested,
it was an easy way to launder money.
The minute the Russian mafia got in was the minute it took off, and it's never turned back since. So that's kids. If you're listening to this years in the future, that's actually how Bitcoin got started. Like whatever fluffy story you hear about in the future, that's actually where it got started.
Yeah, when I first heard of Bitcoin, I assumed it was the shit that like Mario chased in every one of them games. I was like, look at ba-ding, and he just hit the block over and over and over and over. Yes. Yeah. No, as far as like early investing went with like the Robinhood shit I was playing with, is I went with like oil companies because gas prices were really low, and I figured sooner or later we'd get a Democrat in office, and I was right. And shit's starting to raise. In the next 3 years, I'm going to see all that go up because gas prices always go up until election year. So it's once the next 3 years, I'm just going to sit on it and watch it grow, and then I'll sell it before the election, like before they pick out who's going to run for 2024, and then I'll sell my shit.
Awesome. So wrapping that up and heading into UFO. So you heard it here first, folks. 2-3 weeks ago, I can't remember for sure. It was when they officially were passing the stimulus bill. It was right before it finally got signed by Donald Trump. We were waiting whether it was $600 or $2,000 and all that info. But the fun and interesting piece of it was the government had 180 days to present to Congress all UFO classified files. Well, we had a little drop. President Trump signed. There's another one on his desk. If I read the news correct today, I could be wrong. I read the news today that he has another one. So currently everything back to the 70s has been released. Over 200 million pages and 700 files of documents relating to UFOs have been released. They're scouring them right now, and a guy is uploading them page by page on PDFs onto the internet. Painstaking task. So hats off to the gentleman we'll be speaking about here shortly. Apparently lost Lynn there for a second. That's fine. I'm sure he'll be back. And then now President Trump supposedly has from the 50s to the 70s, including much of Roswell documentation and classified documents. Now, a lot of this is redacted.
So
a lot
we're
of
gonna hear
information.
all about that weather balloon.
Yeah, possibly.
And then that's when we walked up on the weather balloon. Yeah,
Possibly. Anyway, so I got one story here. We'll pull it up. Oops, wrong screenshot. Maybe not. Yeah, here we'll just go to this one. CIA releases UFO Black Vault documents early, and New York Post is shameless with their ads as well. Oh my God, here they come! Look here! Look here! Look here! Okay. Oh my God, stop it! Okay. Federal intelligence on extraterrestrial technology at your fingertips. By the way, the Freedom of Information Act, thousands of CIA documents on unidentified flying object UFOs or unidentified aerial phenomenon UAP, which is now what they are going to be known as. As the government calls them, we are now accessible via download at the Black Vault, a website operated by author and podcaster John Greenwald Jr. The CIA claims that they have now provided all the information on UAP they have through though there is no way to know if that's true. Research by Black Vault will continue to see if there is additional documents still uncovering within CIA's holdings. So basically, they dropped this like huge load. Oh, why is it still showing that screen? I thought I clicked it. Oh, sorry, guys. Sorry. Let me get the right story up.
Sheesh, asshole.
I'm sorry. I really thought, I thought you guys were seeing what I was reading. I'm really sorry. That was my bad.
Only the best.
The aliens are in your head.
I'm like, is he ever going to click this fucking link or what?
That was 100% my fault. I apologize. Anyway, so you can see here. I'll play the video. I'm not going to do that. But anyway, so you have some visual stimulation as we talk through this. So
you just need my face on screen.
No, I need it off at this point. Anyway.
You might want to reset.
Too late on the draw there, chicken.
I know. I missed
Too
it by
many people were just.
I missed it by a second and a half. Anyway, so so what we're looking at here is, well, I don't know what these images are, but this story is fascinating because with the release of the stimulus bill, there was a 180-day deadline to release these documents, and from what I understood, it was to Congress. So I have a couple of problems with this. Why would why would the CIA release 2 million documents to a private industry or entity and not I'm sure this has been given to Congress before, so like I bet Congress is going to get the juicy stuff and the good stuff.
I think they already have clearance. They already have clearance to see this stuff.
So this is just shit that Congress has already known about for years, and we haven't had access to. Why is it showing a video of this lady getting run over by a car?
It's probably a UFO, I'm guessing.
I doubt it.
It's a crossing guard getting run over by a car.
Why? This has nothing to do with the story. Fuck you, New York Post. You're just as bad as CNN. Hold on. We have to fucking shame them here. Fuck you, New York Post. You have a fucking story, and then you post this stupid videos up top like the fucking rest of them.
Oh my god, the
I wanna
puppy! Get the
see
puppy
a
out!
New York Post. I don't want to see a handicapped
no, not the dog in the water.
chair and falling
Oh
into
yeah,
water.
just
Why
push
is
him in the
Peter
water.
not
Fuck
pissed
it.
about this?
What the
you,
fuck,
New York
fuck
Post.
are we watching?
What is this?
I don't know. I'm gonna scroll down to there. You go. There. Now you have an
I think
image.
Grow the Farm Up has a really good point here.
Fuck you, New York
Look at
Post.
look at the
Fuck you.
look at Access Chicken. Look at this really efficient free content buried underneath 200 ads as the article is he's looking for.
Bravo.
You only had to watch a
Yeah.
crossing guard get run over and a puppy fall in a pool, but by God, you found the still image.
Yeah, a fucking Photoshop
And just
fucking
think-
image of a
Yeah, a fake fucking image. You know what? It's more realistic than the videos they were showing. So
And you could have just kept a large photo of your King of Extreme up there for true visual stimulation.
Here's some redacted fucking paperwork that nobody can read because the
Oh,
screen.
great.
What was above that?
Great.
What was above
Above
that?
above it was a CD, wasn't it?
Yes.
yeah, this
What
is
is
the
this?
unclassified. This is the medium unclassified approved for release. If the CIA
They put this
hands
shit
you
on
this-
CDR?
yeah. If the CIA hands you this and says, "Here you go. Here's the UFO collection from the CIA,"
I love
You
the
had
I
cover
gave it to you
art.
on CD-ROM. You motherfucker. You gave it to me on CD player. Wow, why didn't they give it on like a disc tape?
oh my
Like
god!
it's
Hold on.
literally you have to play it on a tape.
I can't believe it's not a 3.5-inch floppy.
Laserdisc, Betamax.
Oh, look at that! It's got.
Wow.
It's actually got. Look at that!
Wow.
Oh wow,
That's amazing.
that's incredible.
Wow.
CD-ROM.
They really think
this
think you're
is-
stupid, don't they?
This is all the
Yes.
information they had from the 90s.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
30 years worth of fucking 3.5-inch floppies put onto CD-ROM. One of these days they'll get an external hard drive.
Yeah, I bet you the fucking Atari game ET is on there.
Probably. How many times, Tony, you know, like when you were playing the original Metal Gear Solid, how you had to change discs to like go next level? I wonder how many times you're going to have to change CD-ROMs to get to the next
Oh,
data
yeah.
set. Like, all right, if you
That's
want to
true.
complete this file, insert the next disc now. It's like,
Insert disc
damn
number
it.
3. What the fuck? So, okay, what's on the discs? Like, have we seen anything other than a bunch of highlighted and blacked out paperwork that they photocopied onto these CDs?
No, nor will you.
It's Intergalactic Oregon Trail.
I'd see that.
Yeah,
No, it's like-
the aliens died of dysentery.
Space Invaders.
Yeah,
It's
We're talking aliens. yeah, that
Yes.
is the new one.
Holy shit! All right.
Wow.
Wow.
With everything
Okay,
that's been
we have
going on from
nothing.
that Israeli space minister that came out saying that extraterrestrials are real and that there's a base on Mars where humans and extraterrestrials are side by side and they're not getting along too well. To us getting a radio signal from Proxima Centauri to this new UFO declassification. You know, I've
On
got a very good friend
CD-ROM.
of mine that thinks that this is just all priming us, getting us ready for the eventual big reveal. So it's not such a big holy shit, which I don't think it actually would be. Like I remember when I said to you
Well,
guys, "Hey guys, we
that's-
got a
no,
radio
that's-
signal from our closest solar system. We actually have intelligent life out there." And within like 40 minutes, we were all like, "Yeah, fuck that. I'm not getting the goddamn vaccine." Hey, wow, chicken Ardbeg Scotch is $49 where you are. Damn, that's a good deal, man.
Yeah.
Like we were so back to our little terrestrial concerns so fast that like I really think if you just revealed to us, it would just be like the death of Kennedy. It would be like another piece of trivia to us. I don't think it's
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens
Well,
with this alien. I really am. Like, I
No,
hope
if we had
Me
like
too.
a close encounters of the third kind fucking thing, it wouldn't be like, oh yeah, and then what else happened? It would be a fucking major fucking thing. You know, religious folks would be freaking out. It would be fucking craziness in the streets. But right now, yeah, if somebody says, yeah, we heard some radio signals, so yeah, what else? You know,
It's
like until I fucking physically see an alien to this day, I don't give a shit if there's like a fucking signal that can be misinterpreted into something else, man.
Are we up to speed with comments? Because there's
Yeah.
there's a few fire ones in
We
there.
missed a few, maybe.
I love the last one.
What exactly is the window? Oh yeah, go ahead. Grow the farm.
Grow
up.
the farm up.
My
says,
disc man is skipping.
Man is skipping. I can't hear the Funky Bunch '90s tribute show. Yeah.
It's about that time to give up to the rhythm and the rhyme. Wow, Marky Mark, you rhyme time with rhyme, you lyrical genius, you.
Word to your moms, I come to drop bombs. Fuck it, I'm done. Yeah.
So in a nutshell, we got dick on aliens. What's the window they have to declassify?
They have till like 2 days before my birthday in the middle of June. So like,
okay, we got like 5 months.
Yeah, dude, I'm gonna get a birthday present.
No, like,
except for it goes to Congress and they won't fucking do anything with it. So then we'll not hear anything.
This is why I'm not really excited about aliens. Is you guys remember that just a little known guy named Stephen Hawking who said that if aliens do exist,
they're probably hostile.
They're probably really fucking hostile, and they look at us like we're ants, you know, and we ain't shit, and like they wouldn't even think twice to fuck us over and like destroy our planet just because it's, you know. And that's kind of where I'm getting at. I was like, if somebody as brilliant as Stephen fucking Hawking says that, I'm gonna fucking take his word for it, man. I don't want to see no aliens. Fuck it. Fuck that.
Cheers to the late great.
If you see an alien, it's probably going to be one of the last things you see. He said, literally, if you have a means of contacting them or saying, "Hey, we're over here," it's like being at a concert and seeing the groupie that's riddled with STDs, and you start going, "Hey, I'm over here." No, what the fuck are you doing? Hey, over here. No, you don't draw attention to yourself because eventually you're going to catch it. So that was kind of what he was saying. Like, don't draw attention to yourself because if they can get to you, they will. And if they can get to you and they do, you're fucked. And so that's probably accurate.
I saw a TikTok video where they were going through and oh Jesus, I saw a comment and I just lost my train of thought. Hold on, Lynn, this is for you.
Oh shit. Sorry.
Hawkins also says Metallica sucks. It totally like threw my train of thought.
Says the guy who likes Imagine Dragons. Come on, Tom. Fucking fight me, bro. Fight me, bro. Imagine dragging these nuts across your face.
Got him!
Got him!
Dude, Tom has it.
Ouch.
Tom, I don't even need your opinion on this. Your opinion means dick.
Ouch. But what I will say,
you fucking opposable thumb looking motherfucker.
Jesus.
Oh wow, you're getting mad at Tom.
Brotherhood.
I'm slinging shit because shit was slung.
Oh,
that's what I do.
Piss off Hawkins. Oh, everybody's hating on Hawkins now.
Honestly, there's a lot of people that like.
I think I've ever heard.
Dude, you also have sexual fantasies about Nancy Pelosi, so
yeah, that's fair.
Your credibility is pretty much fucking dry.
Ouch.
And yeah, even Jeff Peskoff wouldn't touch Nancy Pelosi with a 10-foot pole, and fucking Phil pushing.
Jeff Peskoff. Would I?
He wouldn't. I wouldn't be with it.
Jeff's a lot of things, but he wouldn't be banging them old ladies, though.
I'm still mad I forgot
Oh,
completely
Lord.
what I was talking about because I knew that would trigger Lynn. Oh God.
Something about aliens or something, but yeah, I was
No. I had
here
a
we
really
go.
funny thing to talk about. I saw a TikTok video and I can't remember what it was
Well,
about.
give me a moment here because I know Stephen Hawking says that there'll be aliens that are hostile, and really, I kind of have to question why, because unless we're coming across some sort of techno barbarian, it's really not that efficient to just attack the planet Earth for what exactly? If you're wanting minerals and you're wanting resources, oh, God damn it. No one's listening. But they're all looking at the classroom. But if they're wanting to go after resources, you would actually find more minerals and more pretty much of anything you would want.
We don't need
asteroid
mana for
belt.
fun.
If you need fuel, and they've already figured out fusion power, they just want to mine the gases of Jupiter and Neptune. And really, I don't understand. It wouldn't be very efficient. We would have potential, even if very ineffective, means of fighting back. So the only reasons that they'd want to make contact with us is either, like you said, if they are hostile, or if they're the kind of species that they want to value things that are unique to Earth, like there's zoos out in the intergalactic, whatever have you. So that's why I don't see it as entirely efficient, because that's not what we would do either if we were to go to other solar systems.
I think.
Wow, Project.
Project
This alien talk is really
right
got
now.
you.
Thanks, guys. You are quite welcome. Phil, I think I have an answer for you, Phil, and I think most people assume that any alien life that is able to get to us is going to be hostile because of the same reason that, well, like you're saying, well, if they have the means of getting here, what incentive do they have to kill us and harvest our resources? Okay, look at it like all of the people who came over, with Christopher Columbus to the Native American land, and they didn't really need to take it over, but they did. If you can do it, you're going to do it. And that's what people are assuming that alien life would do if they came across us. Like, oh, it's a habitable planet with species that can't travel through space like we can. So really, if we take this over, they have no means of tracking us or taking us over. So what's stopping us from just, living here and kicking them out? And I think that's more likely than them going, okay, well, yeah, you guys are kind of in the Stone Age, but we'll be cool with you and we'll just let you do your thing. We're just passing by anyway. This is like the rest area on the way to Lincoln. No biggie. Have a good day. And then they're on their way.
If our species were to go to a different solar system and come across a much less advanced piece of life, we're not going to go in with this hardcore war. Like, it's going to be a very non-interference, very scientific, white gloves approach that we're going to take when we go to some new planet. So I just I understand what you're saying, but again, like the idea that all of the aliens are techno barbarians, if they've actually gotten to the point where they can actually get interstellar travel, then they're not to the point where they need resources like this. And if they're the type that they're so hell-bent on destruction, the thing you got to understand is you're broadcasting this to an entire galaxy to be watching what you're doing. And other people are going to see kind of genocides and atrocities that you bring about. So you're not just doing this to two isolated species. If we're accepting that there's other civilizations, you're doing this to a wide audience, and you're going to be inviting back on you. So I think at that point, I don't I understand, but this is the one theory of Hawking's that I take a lot of umbrage to, because out of the 35 potential civilizations that are in our galaxy, I don't think many of them are these techno barbarians that are just hell bent on coming across the hill and taking over everything for the sake of taking it over. Because what you're not gaining.
Okay, so then there's like a couple other scenarios then. One would be like Alien Nation and District 9, where they're alien race of fucking refugees that need help. And then Star Trek. Star Trek is where they're just sitting there fucking observing us, and until we actually show that we're a good fucking species to hang out with, then they'll let us join their galactic federation of whatnot. Then you got Star Wars, where apparently midichlorians make you fucking move shit with your mind. But yeah, I
That's what I'm
digress.
waiting for. Yeah.
Okay, we
that's
just
what
went
I'm on board
sci-fi
for.
mode. Everybody
Thank
ready
you.
for this? Like,
Yes.
Yep.
So
Now, Mel.
So what's more believable, a fucking other race
touched
that's
on
going to try to
something I'd
fucking
like
rape
to
your butt
touch
and take your shit? Or?
I'm just cautioning on this because we just went from pure politics.
You
to,
start talking aliens. I'm just saying.
I know. Like I was talking like real possibility and news stories, politics, and then aliens, and then okay. Make sure the audience is prepared. Like I like. Whew. All right, let's go into it.
Yep,
Sci-fi
we're
time.
going down this rabbit hole. So Melanie
Wait.
Henry goes, it's arrogant to think that aliens think and or feel the way we do. So in the same way, it's arrogant to think that they would do anything the way we would. That is an excellent point, Melanie, because for all of the intelligent life that
I have
would be
a
in the
counterpoint.
universe, there's only a few things that would have to be constant between them. But like you said, our morality is, I'll get there, Tony, give me just a minute here. Our morality is based very much on the human reproductive cycle. The fact that we're a pair bonding species that gets together and, it's marvelous stuff. We raise our children years at a time. It takes a very long time for them to mature. That's a big basis of our morality. If we were to come across a species that, for example, when they reproduce, they have 7,000 offspring and they have to consume 1,000 of them to sustain their own life, their idea of morality is going to be vastly different than ours. But the only things that need to be constant, in my opinion, for there to be development of an intelligent life form is a complicated food chain that you have high-end predators and you have a prey animal that has to get clever to not be a prey animal anymore. And that's one of the prerequisites. And then once they discover fire, they've kicked off to fuel usage, which is why I don't think we're going to encounter any intelligent fish people either. So that's my general take on how we're going to encounter life. If they had to be a former prey animal and they had to at some point discover fire. And those are really the only biological constants that have to be there. So Tony, take it away, man.
Hold on. Peskov, real quick while I have it handy. Peskov, what's Dalmore? It is a 12-year wonderful Scotch.
It's the greatest Highland Scotch in all the land.
If you are not a Scotch person, I do recommend Dalmore. Maybe not as your first entry, but you know what? If you're willing to throw $60 at a bottle, and if you won't drink it, your friends that do like Scotch will. So maybe it is a first bottle that you buy, but it is a fantastic
Scotch.
It's pretty good.
Fantastic 12-year Scotch.
Drink it on the rocks. You like it.
Now, Tony, I am very much looking forward to hearing your counter, retort, addendum, what have you.
I
don't leave off in comments real quick, Tony, and that way I can
disagree with what Melanie. You can't talk about our morality and project it on an alien species and expect them to think, live, or reproduce or interact the same way we do. But that's based off of what we understand as society. Like we base our assumptions off of what we know as society. But the thing about it is we're also making the assumption that an alien race is also going to be just that, completely and utterly alien to us. That doesn't necessarily have to be the case, because if you've ever watched one show on the History Channel, there's a pretty good chance, honestly, that they're not that fucking alien from us, is there? Because really, frankly, maybe they've already been here. Maybe they are like I've seen in the comments a couple of times. Maybe they are just watching us. Maybe we came from them. Maybe they're just an offshoot. Maybe we're just an offshoot of them. So maybe we're not as alien as we think. That's just as likely likely as a possibility as them being a completely different species. Just like that, though, I'm sure there are countless other species, because if you're open to the idea of there being one species out there, you're open to the idea of there being a hostile species out there. You're open to the idea of there being a very malevolent, benevolent, in all the different kinds of species out there. Species that we can't fathom, species that we couldn't even sense because we don't have a sixth, seventh, or eighth sense, and we can't even comprehend what they might look, feel, taste, or touch. The possibilities are so endless, but I also do like the theory that maybe they're pretty much just like us.
That would be possible if you believe the idea of panspermia, which is the theory that all life throughout the entire universe only has one base source. And the best now, Tony, the best evidence for what you just put forward was released last year, actually, when we discovered there's the potential for growing mushrooms on Mars. Which, if there's mushrooms on Mars, then that means its spores came from outside of our solar system. The mushrooms that we experience, and hang on, and the mushrooms that are experienced on Mars are both extraterrestrial and not of this. If that's the case, folks, you've actually encountered extraterrestrial life in your own day, which is actually a fascinating thing. All right, check.
So to your point, Phil, like I'm trying to remember, it was like Paul Stamets, and then there was a couple other guys that Rogan's had on where they talked about this, where there's actual scientists that believe not only are mushrooms alien life forms on our planet that probably were formed. Fungi doesn't make sense to just like come from natural occurrences here on our planet. And also the octopus makes no sense in evolution on our planet. Like when you try to take an octopus and reverse engineer it, it makes no sense. So
you ever tried DMT?
Right. Yeah. Right. And Tony, I'm sorry, I did go through most of these comments. I was trying to keep up while you're off. But yeah, I left off where Elon must be an alien. But no, like you make a really good point there, Phil. Of like, like it's really hard to determine some of these things. But I just had to throw that out there that the alien life is not what you think it is. And mushrooms in themselves may be the earliest forms of it. So yeah.
I would think it'd be great to party on mushrooms because they're really fun guys.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But no, to my theory is, I think if you believe at least, I think panspermia for mushrooms and spores could be possible, and it is probably the most likely that when our solar system was being formed, or just at any certain point, a cloud of mushroom spores came through, and our planet happens to be pretty good and conducive for life, and so it was an invasive species that landed here. Few of them made their way to Mars. Venus and Mercury are not really conducive for any kind of mushroom spores. You're not going to get that. And neither is the asteroid belt really at this point. Neither if you find a few of them on Jupiter's moons, then that really settles my theory. But that's the closest we got as a definitive measurable proof for panspermia, which is to Tony's theory that if you go from planet to planet, the life is all going to look more or less the same because it's all from the same DNA pattern.
Hey, Melanie, so long, and thanks for all the fish. She knows the reference.
Like it.
Another thing.
Let's start wrapping this up. We're about to hit 2 hours, and I think we need to move to a post show.
Yes,
we got about 7.5 minutes before we hit the 2 hour mark, and then we can hit to a post show. So once again, folks watching, hey, I love it. 16 people at least, maybe more. We had quite a few earlier. So slowly dipping off a little bit, but for maximum exposure.
Strange treatments, man.
Okay, thanks, Phil. So for maximum exposure,
Phil's just thinking,
you want to jump into the post show. Make sure you join the Discord. It was in the comment section earlier. Thanks for throwing that up. Let me drop the Discord back in the chat again. We will post the post show link again in the post show. All you have to do, you can be on your phone, you can be on your computer, you can have your camera on or not. You don't have to really engage with us. You can sit and watch, you can sit and listen, but these are the conversations we have when nobody is watching, and we don't have to be worried about Zuckerberg or the big tech breakdown. So feel
Got
free.
a little gray in it.
Too hot for YouTube.
It's definitely too hot for YouTube. And this is the point of the night where I just busted into scotch. So whenever I like start drinking scotch, things go downhill fast. For me,
it's time to get the fuck off the live.
It's time to get off of the live stream for sure. But we talked about let's wrap the night up. So Discord link, it's in the chat, I believe. Oh my god, I lost my fucking cursor on my goddamn screen. There it is. And it says an error occurred, like when I tried to post it. What the fuck? Like, waste my.
I don't know. Discord links up.
Yes,
I'm dropping it in the chat. There we go. No, well, it dropped for. Dude, did we get kicked off of? It only dropped in YouTube and oh no, okay, it dropped in all three. We're good. Okay, I was like,
all right.
Did we get kicked off of the platform and I didn't know it?
No.
Okay, we're good.
Chicken's having a mini freak out, guys.
I am. I'm freaking out. I'm like, are we getting canceled? But no, appreciate everybody tuning in. Let's wrap up our thoughts on all this stuff. Again, like, share, subscribe. Jump over to the Discord. Jump into our post show. Have some drinks with us. And you want a chance to yell at Phil KOE in person live? You get your opportunity.
Jeff.
Okay. We're Jeff. Hint, Jeff.
Come on, man.
Lynn, we'll start with you. So we went through, the impeachment aftermath and everything that's going on. We went through big tech censorship. Like, where should we go from here? What are your thoughts?
I think the political rhetoric and talk is going to start to lull down. Now, the election's over, the fucking inauguration's going to begin, and depending on how much crazy shit that goes on in the next week or two, it'll continue. But it'd be nice to kind of move on to different topics. I mean, others have said, "Hey, you finally moved out of the fucking politics portion of this fucking thing." We got other shit to talk about. I mean. Yeah, not a lot of us agree on political stuff back and forth, but on that note, I'd like to say that there's some commonality between Mr. Jeff Peskoff and Phil KOE over here. They both are deadheads, as far as at least he knows a Grateful Dead song. That's where I'm getting at with Phil. But Jeff, he's one of the biggest deadheads I've ever fucking met. He loves Grateful Dead, so. You guys have a common bond right there, and I think you guys could be able to, hash out some of your fucking political little bullshit you guys got going. But hey, sometimes you got to find that common ground. That's where I'm getting at. I think we all, as Americans, have something we can get along with, except for Tom fucking Foolery and his fucking disdain for Metallica. That piece of shit. Other than that,
shit. We love you.
But hey, just wanted to say, everybody, I love you. Keep watching this show. Watch that Phil KOE shit that he likes to produce, and do on the sides, and always stay on the Big Bucket Network, and give Dog and Chicken a lot of likes and loves and hearts and fucking tweets and all the other fucking cool shit that everybody's got. And follow me on the TikTok as Westlin4, because I've got the greatest videos ever of me just sitting there talking shit. They're pretty much a 40-year-old guy who doesn't really know how to use TikTok, who just does it because I don't care. And I'm not going to get famous or anything. I don't really care about that shit. I just like fucking with people. Other than that, take it away, whoever's fucking next.
Phil, what round out your thoughts on the night? I muted you through that, so Mutegate is real. It happened tonight, folks.
Mutegate is so real. But folks, as I'm known to say around here, that being said, thank you for joining us this evening. We have been all over the place. We have talked impeachment. We have talked the silencing of voices on big tech and how that might not end the way that they thought it would. We've rounded it out to UFOs. We've been all over the place tonight. We have hit on all of the major topics of the day and then some. For all of you out there, thank you for joining us. Chris, Urasama, Tyler Williams, Project Sad Face, everybody that was there with us, Jeff, everybody. Grow the Farm Up. Check him out on YouTube. And when you're done with that, head on over to KOE Nation. Give me a like, share, subscribe. Then once you've done that, head on over to Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. You can say, see moi recapture the Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast Championship from that rapscallion ne'er-do-well chicken. But also check out Justin Chris at the Yanked Up Podcast. And then once you've done all of that, bring it right back here, Dog and Chicken Show at the big fucking entertainment. Be sure to like, be sure to share, be sure to subscribe. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Raise a glass to yourself. Thank you, folks. We could not do this without you. We have great time with everybody here in our audience. Raise a glass to all of you. Tony, Chicken, good gentlemen, take it away. Your Lord Phil KOE signing off.
Okay. I don't have a whole lot to round this out. Phil pretty much nailed that on the head. Urasama, always a fan of the Phil roundout. Really, I just wanted to say, like Lynn said, there is more to talk about than politics, and we are kind of coming down the back slope of one of the just craziest political times in, let's be frank, history. So it's going to be nice. It's going to be a breath of fresh air. We can kind of get back to doing some other stuff that, we started off doing. We started doing a little bit when we did like the Georgia Guidestone episode. We can do conspiracy stuff again and talk about other crazy topics. Like I know we're just scratching the surface with like aliens and multi-universe theory. And I think that's an entire like 2, 3, 4 hour long episode in itself. I love that topic, bouncing ideas back off of each other, talking about how crazy shit out in the universe is. That's fun. We're going to get into that at some point. The whole OnlyFans thing, my God, we might have to do that just to do our 2020 porn review. I think there might be a platform for us on OnlyFans after all.
2020 Pornhub review coming soon, right? Folks.
OnlyFans.
You better fucking subscribe. You better be staying close to this. We'll give you the links. We got our Pornhub channel set up. We'll upload that shit. Lynn,
it's going to be on Pornhub. Yep.
My one strike on YouTube ever was because of that show last year, because of animated tentacle porn. It wasn't even real. Fuck. God.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Family Guy porn or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Well,
no,
they were
a lot
for that. It was the tentacle porn
show. There was the clip we showed of Peter Griffin banging Francine from American Dad while Stan bangs Lois from Family Guy. It was very graphic and it was hilarious. So I'm glad. I'd like to revisit that. If that's still on the Pornhub, everybody should.
You want to revisit that, really?
Yeah, I do. I absolutely do.
Oh, I thought you meant the actual movie that you were. Yeah. Okay.
No.
Yes.
No. All right. Now we're
exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, yes. Shit.
All right. Let's wrap this up.
And then we got a bunch of like top 10 lists that I think we're going to get into this year. So look forward to that. If you've got a top 10 list idea for us, drop it in the comments, hit us up, let us know. Chicken, finish us off.
Not even real tentacle porn shakes head. Urasama, I'm sorry to disappoint you, sir. And one last drink, dropping the MAGA line. Folks, let's all have a toast, have a drink. Join us in the post show if you wish to. Drop the link in our Discord as well. It's if you scroll up in the chat, I suppose I can post it one more time. I don't know how many times I can post it, and actually anybody actually joined it, so I don't know. I'll try it again. Fuck it, whatever. Anyway, as always, love y'all, appreciate you. Yeah, let's keep having fun as long as we can do this, and as long as nobody gets in trouble for it, and we can have an open conversation. I love this. This is good stuff. Join us on the post show. Thank you all. Thank you, brother. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Phil.
Imagine Dragons is garbage.
Thanks, Lynn.
You're welcome.
Cheers. We'll see you over in the post show. Good night, folks. Love you.
Say good night, Phil.
Later, y'all.